Well, good afternoon, everyone. If I can ask everyone to take a seat, and then those of you that are at your seats, please rise for the presentation of the colors. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. Please be seated. For those of you that I have not had the privilege to meet, I'm Steve Reimer. I'm the city administrator here, and it's truly an honor to work for this council and the council that's going to be sworn in today, as well as the team, the professional team that works for this community, and all of you that live and work here. So thank you for being here. As you can look around, this was much overdue, I think. This is a community that needs to celebrate, and that's what we want to do today, is celebrate your local government, the government that works closely with you, works with all of our business partners, all of our community partners, and others. And today we just want to say thank you. It's a special day, and it's a day to recognize those that have served our community and those that are going to be serving our community. To start, if I could ask our current mayor and city council to please rise. I want to give a special thanks to Mayor Brady, Councilmember Hickey, and Councilmember Ruska for years of service here over the course of the last few weeks and months even. There's been many thanks to all of you, and this is just one last time for all of us here, the community, the public, and your organization to say thank you for all that you have done and will continue to do for our community. So thank you. I know there are a few other elected officials, both from our state and our county, even previous officials of Rochester. So those of you that are here in elected offices, represented current offices, or served as the Rochester mayor or city council member, if you would please rise to be recognized. So many of you, when you're arriving, saw a long row of vehicles out front, I hope, or lineup of vehicles as we're calling it. It's really symbolic to say this is what this community serves. These are the services that we provide all of you. I want to thank the departments for taking the time to establish that. We did get one question if there was an issue here because there's a fire engine out there or a fire ladder truck. There's not an issue. The truck is just here to celebrate with all of us. And so once again, thank you to the departments for all that you do to make this such a great community. Our leadership team and department heads are here, and I just want to say thank you for that, as well as those that brought in the lineup of vehicles. And last but not least, to thank the Mayo Civic Center for hosting such a great celebration, for streaming this live today, recording it, so those of you that would like to see it again, it will be posted on our website as well. As I mentioned, this is really a time to celebrate not only those that currently are mayor-elect and council members-elect, soon to be mayor and city council members. It's a time to celebrate just who we are as Rochester. And once again, that's why we thought it was important to bring everyone together, to have a chance for all of us to celebrate, to thank, and to be participants with the oath of office for our new elected officials. As one of our first things we'd like to do, I'd like to call up our first reader, and we have a few readings that we would like to have read.
We are here in general sense because first and foremost, we are American citizens and we are determined to apply our citizenship to the fullness of its meaning. Martin Luther King Jr. Our children should learn the general framework of the government, and then they should know where they come in contact with the government, where it touches their daily lives, and where the influence is exerted on the government. It must not be a distant thing, someone else's business, but they must see how every cog in the wheel of democracy is important and bears its share of responsibility for the smooth running of the entire machine. Eleanor Roosevelt. The moment we begin to fear the opinions of others and hesitate to tell the truth that is in us, and from motives of policy are silent when we should speak. The divine floods of light and life no longer flow into our souls. Every truth we see is ours to give the world, not to keep for ourselves alone, for in so doing, we cheat humanity out of their rights and check our own development. Elizabeth Cady Stanton. The public servant who stands on the higher eminences of thought does not confuse the public interest with private interest. Her of his motivating ideal is selflessness and an ever-present awareness of our government's source of authority, the people. This public servant honors American ideals by actualizing rather than simply mouthing them, and recognizes that this country's original principles are sound. Barbara Jordan.
At this time, if I could call up Anissa, our City Clerk and Communications Director. This is where we will begin administering the oath of office. So, Anissa.
Thank you. We are honored to have the Honorable Kevin Lund with the Olmsted County District Court with us this afternoon to help with administering the oath. So, Judge Lund, if you could join us. And we will begin with Mayor-elect Kim Norton. If you can join us along with your husband. Thank you.
Raise your right hand. I, Kim Norton,
I, Kim Norton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Minnesota,
and of the state of Minnesota,
and fully discharge the office
and fully discharge the office
of Mayor of the City of Rochester
of Mayor of the City of Rochester
in the County of Olmsted
in the County of Olmsted
and state of Minnesota
and state of Minnesota
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Councilmember Campion.
Come on up in here, Nick. Who's gonna hold that? There you go. Okay, put your left hand. Raise your right hand. I, Nick Campion,
I, Nick Campion,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Minnesota,
and of the state of Minnesota,
and fully discharge
and fully discharge
the office of council member
the office of council member
of the city of Rochester
of the city of Rochester
in the county of Olmsted
in the county of Olmsted
and state of Minnesota
and state of Minnesota
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Councilmember-elect Patrick Keene.
Okay, raise your right hand. I, Patrick Keene,
I, Patrick Keene,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Minnesota,
and of the state of Minnesota,
and fully discharge
and fully discharge
the office of council member
the office of council member
of the city of Rochester
of the City of Rochester
in the County of Olmsted
in the County of Olmsted
and State of Minnesota
and the State of Minnesota
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilman.
And Councilmember-elect Sean Palmer.
Step right up in here. There we go. I, Sean Palmer,
I, Sean Palmer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the State of Minnesota,
and of the State of Minnesota,
and fully discharge
and fully discharge
the office of council member
the office of council member
of the City of Rochester
of the City of Rochester
in the County of Olmsted
in the County of Olmsted,
and State of Minnesota
State of Minnesota,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilman.
And we are just going to take a moment to take a photo of our new elected officials.
So good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. We've been allowed a little bit of time to share some of our thoughts and dreams with you, but I have to start, of course, first with a thank you. It's going to be an absolute honor to serve as Rochester's 45th mayor and her first female mayor. While I did not set out to be part of a movement, I just wanted to provide leadership here in the community. I recognize that this is a special moment in time, and I feel quite privileged to be a part of it. Of course, none of this would be possible without the support of the voters of Rochester and our wonderful residents, those of you here in the room. I'm so very grateful for the opportunity you have given me, and my heartfelt thanks goes out to each and every one of you. My husband, Randy Stone, has been a constant support, and I love him all the more for his patience and care and strength during the stress of the campaign. Thank you, honey. He deserves that. I suspect one of my greatest challenges will be to strike the right balance between service to the city and the needs in my home. For those that don't know, I had the most awesome campaign committee in the world, and I'm not going to embarrass them by calling them each by name, but they just need to know. Many of them are here today. Absolutely stellar group of talented people, and it couldn't have happened without them. And I hope they know, I think they know how much it means to me. They supported the concept of running a positive campaign from day one, and they shared their talent and their energy with me in so many ways over a hectic 8 months. A special visit from my brother Pat, who drove in from Nebraska to be here today, and my daughter Catherine. I so appreciate that you are here for me today. Several of the other kids came for the election night and are working. They couldn't be here today, and none of them live in town. So they've all been so supportive. They've, over the many years, I've done a lot of community service. They've been shorted over the years, but I hope now they realize it was for the greater good. I also want to thank Ardell Brady for his 16 years of dedicated service to this community. I had the pleasure of working closely with Ardell and the city as a legislator, and I have the utmost respect for the tremendous effort, the heart, and the hugs that he poured into being your mayor. Thank you, Ardell. His are big shoes to fill, and I have small feet. But perhaps my passion for the city and public service will provide the padding I need to keep up his pace. Reading a little bit of briefs about the 44 mayors before me has given me the appreciation of a variety of issues that have faced our community. Some dramatic and traumatizing, like the natural disasters our community has faced, but others remarkably similar to those that we're going to face moving ahead, growth and change. I will do my best to represent you through whatever we faced in the next 4 years, and I hope that you will be right there by my side so we can do it right. When I decided to share some thoughts, I started out thinking, we live in a remarkable city. But that didn't feel quite right to me, so I sat down, I tried again. We live in a remarkable community, and that feels like the right thing to say. Don't misunderstand, we have a terrific city, one that's growing and changing, and I expect will be a shining star in the upper Midwest before too long. But it's the people that make Rochester such a special community. Whether born and raised here or a transplant like me, the people that live here are what make this place special. They're what makes the businesses hum, our students excel, our nonprofits thrive, and the need for change possible. A new school superintendent years ago once said that our community is one of overachievers. I just think we're a community of smart, talented people who aren't afraid to roll up their sleeves and make things better. And I'm asking you to join me and our new wonderful city council and the terrific staff from City Hall to do more of that. So I'm just going to briefly tell you my goals for our community. During the campaign, I talked about a vision for our city. Some of the ideas were based on my own experiences as a resident, but also things I learned as a leader, as a Bush Fellow, and some of you know I went back to school this last couple years, quite an experience at my age, I'll tell you. But I also learned things listening and talking to residents. This isn't an exhaustive list of things I care about, but I'm going to touch on 4 main topics. Good government and community engagement, that's 1. Development in our community, 2. Sustainability, and lastly, a welcoming and inclusive community. Good government and community engagement. We must provide a more transparent, inclusive, and cohesive city government. We all campaigned on variations of this topic, and you'll see movement, even tonight at the city council meeting, to that end. Council trainings and mentoring can help us work better together, and I'm committed with them to make that happen. A complete review of the city commissions and committees is forthcoming. I'm going to learn a little bit more about their charge, their membership, their support, their reporting, and I hope to make the application process easier. Some of you out here I know belong on those commissions and committees, and it's not always an easy process. The people that I mentioned that make Rochester so remarkable have a lot to offer, and we need to include their ideas and their talents and their voices as often as we can, and we'll try to do that moving ahead. And this is my final thought in this area, which is community engagement. I hope to work with various departments, council members, community groups, to bring their thoughts and concerns and ideas to bear as we work to do what's right for this community. I feel confident that together we can work as a team and address the community concerns that I heard about and I'm sure you're aware of as well. So development. DMC growth must provide for the people who work and visit downtown, but it must also meet the needs of those that live here so that it remains a place where we all feel welcome. I have every confidence that we can do this and look forward to being part of the DMCC board and working on vital transportation and housing issues, as well as the development of the education and learning pillar in the DMC area. As many of you know, my passion, my beginning in leadership started with education. I also am going to focus on diversifying our economy because it is absolutely vital for us to remain successful. However, Rochester is much more than a downtown, and we must balance our focus across every sector of our city, creating strong, safe neighborhoods for all of us. I hope to begin planning this next year to strengthen the great work of our neighbors, that organization, and developing an Office of Neighborhoods or Neighborhood Involvement as a one-stop shop for the community. More to come as we work with community development, the city council, and staff in the year ahead. And development in Rochester needs to create a livable, walkable, and healthy community for everyone who lives here. From the baby in the stroller to the patient or elderly person using a walker or wheelchair, and frankly, everything in between, we need to accommodate everyone. Sustainability. This is my passion, as many of you know, and I'm not going to go into an exhaustive list because I have pages of ideas. I think most of us can agree that we must be good stewards of our planet. To not do all we can to create a place for our future generations, our children, our grandchildren, even if they give you colds, is irresponsible. We do not need to rely on the federal government for action. Cities can, and I hope will, make a difference. I will continue to support Mayor Brady's commitment to move to 100% renewables by 2030. He was very forward-thinking in that, and I'm 100% behind him. And I do look forward to working with RPU toward that goal. The City Council has done a terrific job creating a comprehensive plan for our city and an energy action plan that moves us in the right direction. The city and DMC share a sustainability director through a grant, and that is going to be vital to our success. With support from the City Council, and I'll be speaking to them later today, I will be signing on the We Are Still In Mayor's Climate Initiative today. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions, measuring progress, and investing in sustainable, energy-efficient infrastructure are just a few components we must address. Thank you. I will also be working to create a Sustainability and Resiliency Council that I hope will utilize leadership from the various departments in our city, but also of our committees and commissions and members at large, so that we can embed these concepts throughout our organization and make it how we do business. I will be reaching out to the county and the business community to see if they'll join in our effort and we can all work together so that they can have a seat at the table. It's very, very important. We will continue our relationship with Munster, Germany, through the Climate Smart Municipality Project, and will bring an intern from Germany here this spring in April to help us move us along with our efforts. And as I said, I have a whole list of things, but we're going to stop there. And lastly, and not least, is having a welcome and inclusive community. We live in a diverse community that brings in millions of visitors and patients from around the world each year. Our success as a medical community has been in no small part because of the caring environment we provide here for those visitors that come to our community. Our continued success relies on our ability to be welcoming and caring to strangers on the street, as well as to neighbors across the street. I am and will continue to ask that everyone support the success for everyone who lives in this community. Getting to know your neighbors is a great start, and I'll try to help by working with law enforcement, city council, the communications department, local nonprofits, and anyone interested in ward gatherings over the next year to increase community engagement. The golden rule runs through almost every religion and spiritual writing. It takes so little to offer the best of ourselves, and yet we often forget to do so. I hope you will work with me so that we offer our best. Yes, change and the inevitable change that is growth and progress is happening in our community. I will do my best to keep you informed, to work to assure that it's the right direction for us to be moving, and working together with this remarkable community of overachievers that we are, we will be stronger, more compassionate, more vibrant, and a resilient city with a continued high quality of life and a first-class reputation. This will take all of us. And I'm counting on your support, your continued support, and the City Council's support as we prepare for a tremendous future. Thank you so very much.
Good morning, everyone. All right, I'm going to try that again because I already messed up the first line. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'm Nick Campion, council member from Ward 3, in case anyone doesn't know yet. Already a round of applause. Appreciate that. I've been advised that when sharing the stage with other leaders, the most important thing you can do in your remarks is to say something that gets attention and has controversy early on. So here we go. Bike lanes. All right. Now that I'm certain that whatever I have to say will make the paper, I have a few comments to share. My campaign was based on a simple promise. I promised to make Rochester as great for today's children as it was for me growing up here. Some think that's an impossible goal. They say that Rochester is too big. They say that the people are too different. They say that we've just changed too much. I say that those people are wrong. The real problem with making our community as great today as it was 30 years ago is not that it is too ambitious, not that it is impossible. The problem is that it's not ambitious enough. When we idolize our past greatness, we don't leave room for today's success. Instead, we become fixated on means and methods that no longer work for our community. It's a disservice to my two boys. It's a disservice to everyone in this room. No, our community deserves leaders who believe as I do, that our best days are ahead of us, and that we can make our community better than it has ever been before. I see a community that is engaged now. I see a community with a sense of purpose. I see excitement about new opportunities. And I see a community that loves to give of themselves and to have an impact. And I know generations of council members have come before me and given of themselves to make this community great. And I intend to commit to that tradition and then some. Rochester has been an economic powerhouse and a world healthcare wonder. For decades, our city has known nothing but growth. Spoiler alert, Rochester is going to continue to grow. But as it grows, our community must actively define ourselves in that growth and not let that growth define us. So let's take a moment to look forward together. With our community, we've envisioned a Rochester with more sustainability, with more transportation options, housing options for all, and a lean, efficient, and proactive government. It's time to join our partners throughout the community and put that plan into action. I'm thankful to so many. First, to my wife Megan and my children Elon and Odin, thank you. Politics, they say, is a family affair, and I can tell you that it's a family sacrifice. Their willingness to help me run, to help me win, and to help me serve in office is a testament to their love for me. I would like to thank those who worked so hard to help me succeed in the campaign. It's said that we stand on the shoulders of giants, but I know my success is built upon the shoulders of my family, friends, and colleagues. They are the giants of my life. Finally, thank you to the community. You've invested countless hours bringing me your concerns, your thoughts, your fears, and yes, your hopes. Because of you, I can draw upon those to help chart a way forward that brings everyone forward together. It is with a deep sense of honor and sincere humility that I stand before you, prepared to serve my community and my neighbors for the next 4 years. As exciting as it has been to start our transformative work during my first term, it is clear to me that our biggest opportunities lie ahead. I look forward to using the next 4 years to work with the entire community to make the most of those opportunities that lay before us. Thank you all very much for being here this afternoon.
Good afternoon. So now I wish I would have heard these before, so I would have had a lot more thank yous. But given my minutes, I didn't go that way. So I should be thanking the community for this wonderful event. It's really cool to stand here and look out over this group. I want to again welcome everyone here today, including those streaming and those remotely joining us. It's a very special day for my wife Lori and I as we take this extend our engagement with the community. The citizens of Rochester have given me a responsibility to act on their behalf and represent their interests. And I'm greatly honored by that. I'm also a little unnerved. Today I want to acknowledge my peers who participated in the 2018 elections. There were 18 candidates who took the very public step of putting their names on the ballots, of stepping into the public domain. All of these campaigns gave voice to issues that need to be heard, and those campaigns make our city stronger. So thank you to all those candidates. Well, now the campaigning is over, and it's time to take office, to serve or to govern, or however you want to word it. And there are big differences between campaigning for the job and doing the job. Early on, it's almost 17 months ago now, when I first considered a run for council, I called an old friend who had been involved in campaigns. We talked about campaign staffing, raising money, who else might be running, messaging, et cetera, et cetera. And he had two main questions that I had to have answers before going forward. Number one, why is it that you want to run? And then number two, why are you the best person for the job? On number one, why is it that I want to run? Well, I said that can be complicated. It goes, nope, wrong answer. When you're campaigning, nothing is complicated. Everything must be simple. And that's part of the messaging. You have to get it down. You have to be able to fit in your 2 inches on the Post Bulletin profile. And then number two, why are you the best person for the job? Well, I don't like to brag and talk about myself, but stop. Nope, wrong answer again. Sure, nobody likes to do this direct bragging, but who else besides you are going to make your case? I walked home that evening wondering what I was getting into. But that was 17 months ago, and in the end, I was able to run a campaign that focused on presenting my background and my experience and my values to the voters. And here I am, even by the slimmest of margins. Thank you, Rochester. And now it's time to join the City Council and to govern. Nope. And let there be light. I come to the Ward 1 position as an engaged citizen who wants the absolute best for his community. But I have to admit, I'm not as sure as some of my neighbors or some of my peers on what exactly is best for all. I will work for a sustainable future, a future where domain experts are valued and where cities' expenses flow to those who benefit. A city that is safe, efficient, responsive, and compassionate. The challenges facing our city are complex, with solutions usually vague and untested. But that's far from the full story. I want to celebrate how fortunate I feel to live in Rochester at this point in time. Compared with the vast majority of our state, our country, or the world, we have to be proud of where we are and what we've built together. We have the problems and challenges that come with growth for sure, but we also have so much to build on. We have prosperity, relative, if uneven prosperity. We have excellent schools and parks and trails. We have a world-class library and wonderful neighborhoods. And we have strong social conscience on display with the many service clubs, civic organizations, and faith-based communities that make up our city. These groups are, by and large, the communities that provide the personal sense of belonging to the majority of our residents. I want to build on these assets. And I look forward with optimism to working with my city council colleagues, to the city staff, and to the community at large. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for being here. I appreciate everybody being here and the staff for putting this on. I firmly believe I'm the luckiest guy in the world. People ask me why I think that. It's because I surround myself with good people. And a lot of the people are here today, and I thank you for all your help. James J. Hill once said, "Great cities don't happen by accident." And I actually agree with that. And I'm standing here humbled in front of you today as a great example of never, ever, ever, ever give up. And thank you, and have a great day.
The Constitution itself, the language, we the people, not we the white people, not even we the citizens, not we the privileged class, not we the high, not we the low, but we the people, not we the horses, sheep, and swine, and wheelbarrows, but we the people, we the human inhabitants. Quotation by Frederick Douglass. And we must know on some positions, cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right? And there are times when you must take a stand that is neither safe or politic or popular, but you must do it because it's right. Martin Luther King, Jr. The red nation shall rise again, and it shall be a blessing for a sick world, a world filled with broken promises, selfishness, and separations, a world longing for light again. I see a time of 7 generations when all the colors of mankind will gather under the tree of life, and the whole earth will become one circle again. In that day, there will be those among the Lakota who will carry the knowledge and understanding of unity among all living things. And the young white ones will come to those of my people and ask for this wisdom. I salute the light within your eyes, where the whole universe dwells. For when you are at that center within you, and I am in that place within me, we shall be one. Crazy Horse. Thank you.
If I can ask everyone to rise again for the retiring of the colors. Let's give a big round of applause to our Honor Guard. Thank you, Honor Guard. So I ask that you remain standing for a few seconds, and it's really to thank everyone for being here. Thank yourselves, thank our newly elected officials, thank our city council, our past mayor and council members, our community organizations, and all of our partners, as I said, for being here and for making this the community that Rochester deserves. As part of that, we want to continue to celebrate. We want to continue to get to know each other. As you heard today, the theme of community engagement and getting to know each other is important. So I would ask that if you're standing right now, say hi to someone, shake their hand, someone you don't know. Maybe the person next to you don't know. Thanks for being here. You ready? So I hope, like me, all of you agree that's the sound of a successful community. That's the sound of a community. We thank you. We're looking forward to working with the new council, the new mayor. We're looking at the professional team that works here, providing the services that we have for many, many years and continuing to improve on how we do things. We look forward to working with all of you, either as residents, as our local businesses, as our partner organizations. I do want to thank a few others for their participation today. If I can have a round of applause for those that joined us to help sign this event. The Whirlwinds for playing a great national anthem. Thank you, Whirlwinds. And to our two community readers for reading some great passages. Thank you very much. We ask that if you have a few more moments in your busy schedules that you join us out in the lobby area for some refreshments and a chance to get to know each other even better and to catch up with old friends. So thank you again for being here. Let's not have the celebration stop today, but let's continue to celebrate and make this even a better community. So thank you again.